My name's Tim Whiteley. I'm the coordinator of the Deloraine Community Shed.
When is the community shed open and what can you do here?
We're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 till 4, and we do predominantly woodwork.
Woodworking.
So, yeah.
Yep. Who visits?
Anyone who wants.
Yep.
But generally we're tiered towards people around 60, retirement age and above. That's where we get most of our funding. We're funded through the hospital system, Tasmanian health system. So part of the remit of that is we're primarily aiming at 65s and overs. Yeah.
And I guess during the week is usually quite helpful for the over 65s
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, definitely.
There's a good group here today.
Yeah.
Is there roughly how many would come on a day or during the week?
Different amounts, different days, anything from 4 people to 20.
And
I'd say on a good day we'd get sort of 9 to 12.
do you find that they bounce ideas off each other, help each other?
Yeah,
that
definitely.
Sort of thing?
Yeah.
Different specialties.
Yeah.
When someone comes, how much does it cost for them to come, or how does that work?
So we have a $2 a day donation system, only for the days that you're here. There's no fee over the year or anything like that. It's just $2 a day.
If you come, $2?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And we have timber supplies, that sort of stuff. You're welcome to bring your own timber or purchase timber from us or get timber from wherever. The yards that are around, timber yards that are still going, there's a few in the area that are pretty good.
Yeah.
We try and discourage stuff like Bunnings timber, because timber.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Building material. It's different
And
to what
even
we... Exactly, yeah. We make furniture and try and promote Tasmanian timber as much as anything.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of being in Tasmania. The timbers here are just awesome.
Can you talk about some of the different Tasmanian timbers?
Yep. So obviously the famous one is Huon Pine, only grows in Tasmania, down south, out the west. It's a wet forest timber, has a particular oil in it that basically means it doesn't rot. Okay. Has a very distinctive smell, very tight grain, very slow growing, and it's just beautiful to work with. It carves like butter. You can use it for just about anything, yeah, as long as you can put up with the smell, but most people find the smell absolutely beguiling, I'd say.
Okay, so it's got a unique smell.
It's got a very unique smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, some down there, I think.
Blackwood,
yep. That's a more sort of universal timber all around Tasmania.
Yep. A lot of kitchens I've seen have been made with
Blackwood behind us here. Yeah. It's an acacia, so same trees that grow in Africa, grow in a lot of continents, different continents. It's just a different variety. But it can range from, they say Blackwood, but it's not actually black. It ranges anything from orange to a light brown to a really dark brown, just depending on where it grows and what water source it's living in, as to what colour it is, and whether it's in a swamp or whether it's in a dry paddock. Completely changes the way that it grows, and it can have really strong figure, it can have really straight grain. Can be really dense, can be really light. It's a very versatile timber, but unfortunately it's put down now because the dust that it creates has little barbs on it, which can cause cancer and breathing difficulties. Any dust is going to be like that, but I guess Huon Pine and Blackwood are the two that everyone recognises. You just wear masks when you're working with it.
Okay, all right, that's interesting to know.
And there's sassafras, that's the one that's actually surpassed Huon Pine in value now is sassafras, particularly blackheart, what they call blackheart sassafras. When you look at it as a tree, it's a beautiful tree, and it's got the really distinctive smell that comes off the leaves. They used to make a beer out of it. Okay. The old pioneering days, they would, when they couldn't get normal beer, they'd get sassafras beer and get a little bit jolly on it.
Oh, the things you do, yeah.
Yeah. But that timber, there's some over there, but it's not very indicative of it. It's actually quite boring and grey when it's normal, and in the later years of its life, it starts to get a fungal infection in the centre of the tree, which sends different colours into the wood.
Okay.
It can be purples, greens, yellows. This is when you chop it.
Yeah.
But over time that just goes to dark grey, browny colour, and that's why they call it black heart.
Okay,
And
so
it's-
you want it at the end of its life when the fungal infection is sort
Yeah,
of...
before it rots.
Yeah.
When it first gets the fungal infection,
Yeah.
that's when it starts to get these magnificent colours. If you microwave it after chopping it,
Yeah.
it'll retain the colour.
Ah,
If you don't, that colour bleeds into a fairly, I wouldn't say boring, people find it lovely. It's lots of veins of different colours,
okay.
but predominantly darker,
Yeah.
almost greys, blacks.
And what would you use sassafras for? What is it used
Furniture,
for?
yeah. It's a really tight grain. Most Tasmanian timbers are really tight grain because they grow slowly. Again, it's beautiful to work with, takes a finish quite well, sands and carves quite nicely. And you wouldn't make a whole bit of furniture out of it, but as a feature timber, say drawer fronts or just the tabletop,
Yeah.
because it's quite an intense pattern.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Then there's myrtle, which again can vary in colour from quite blonde, I wouldn't say, no, not blonde, like a light pink,
Yeah.
through to a blood red,
Okay.
really dark
Depending on the
colour.
environment that
Again,
it's in,
depending
yeah.
on where it grows. Again, it's a really slow growing timber. It grows up to about 900 years old. Big, gnarly, twisty things that you'd expect out of a Tolkien sort of story.
Yeah.
It can get really quite twisty and gnarly. They used to use it for flooring. It's a really hard-wearing timber,
Yeah.
and you can cut big planks on it. And a lot of the old the old colonial buildings have got myrtle flooring.
Okay.
Yeah,
But now it would probably be mostly too expensive to be used as
Yeah,
flooring?
yeah, you wouldn't use it for flooring now. It's more of a feature timber. And it's weird that when you cut it, it's got beautiful red, or predominantly reds and those sort of colours, but over time it subdues in colour to a more sort of honey to red sort of colour, yeah.
Do you have a favourite timber to work with?
I love celery top pine. It's another Tasmanian timber. It's a cross between a normal, so yeah, it's blonder than say Huon Pine, but it's a much more structural sort of timber.
Okay.
You can use it for building houses. They build boats out of it. You can steam bends really well.
Yeah.
It's got a mild sort of smell to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, different timbers for different situations. I love Blackwood. I love mixing Blackwood with Huon Pine because you get a really dark chocolatey sort of colour mixed with a blonde honey sort of colour. They work really well together.
Yeah.
And yeah, it depends what you're making, whether you're making furniture, whether you're doing chopping boards, whether you're doing structural stuff with it. So
Interesting.
different timbers have different
outcomes.
uses. Yeah.
And celery top pine comes from I'm imagining a pine-like tree.
Yes. Yeah. And the leaves look like celery.
Okay.
That's why it's called celery top pine. And the northernmost stand used to be just up the road here. Great Western Tears had celery top growing. It's still growing on parts of the Western Tears, but it's all the way through. You go to Cradle Mountain, it's everywhere there,
Okay.
and all down the west coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is that grown commercially, do you know, as well? Or
No,
not?
it's too slow growing.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of the timbers in Tasmania, you can't grow commercially.
Yeah.
They're just too slow. They tried growing Blackwood, but if you put too many of Blackwood trees in a stand, they just get borers and
Okay.
they get fungal rots in them and
Yeah.
they just fell over. They tried, but that's why they bring Victorian ash and
Yeah, okay.
radiata pine over
Yeah.
and make plantations.
So not monoculture friendly.
No, not at all. They love a nice diverse forest. Every tree does really.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing likes being in a plantation.
So it seems like a silly question, but they're all hardwoods.
Technically, you would class Huon Pine and celery top pine as softwood,
Because
but
they're pines.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
but celery top pine, if I gave you a piece of wood to you now, you'd say, oh, that's hard.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it acts more like a hardwood
Yeah, okay. All right.
because of the density of the grain as much as anything else.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
And celery top pine is not as expensive as the others because it is a little bit more prolific?
Yes and no.
Okay.
None of them are really prolific. Well,
More common or more accessible?
more common in Tasmania,
Yeah,
but
okay.
outside of Tasmania, none of these trees exist anywhere else. Blackwood does. Blackwood's on the mainland, and myrtle, but they're different. They're a different type. You could tell the difference between a Victorian myrtle and a Blackwood to Tasmanian ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the tree itself or by the timber?
By the timber and by the tree, yeah. They're slightly different. Different weather.
Yes.
As much as anything else, you get a lot more rain here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the pieces that you've seen made here that have been a bit memorable?
I guess all of it's memorable. It's people working on their own projects, so there's a lot more sort of interest in what they're doing because it's a personal projects.
Yep.
They have an idea, they have a dream of what they want to build. They come here, learn the skills of how to do woodwork. Most people who come here have got no background in woodwork. They've just heard about the place, or they get to a point in their life and they want to build something. So generally that sort of starts off from doing cutting boards. That's the quickest way of learning about the machines, jointers, thicknesses, table saws, how to use the machines to go from a rough sawn piece of timber to something that's perfectly planed, nice square edges. You can glue them, you learn how to do glue joints, how to glue things together, how to put biscuits in, dominoes, various joints that you can use. Once you get that sort of skill level, then they go on to making the projects they really want to do. And yeah, some of the furniture that comes out of here is great. There was a guy who made grandfather clocks.
Wow.
Stunning, just over the top, yeah. And everything in between.
So someone who does not have any experience can come here, can learn from scratch from you and other people here?
Yeah, I'll teach them the basics of the machines, how to use the machines, how to put the timber in different ways and what it'll do to the machine and to the timber, teach them safety, and then everybody else, they'll chip in and help with the designs and advice. And when it comes to glue ups and that kind of thing, it tends to be a big community sort of thing, because the more hands you have on deck doing a glue up, the easier it is to do. Particularly if you're making a really complex bit of furniture, you spend hours shaping everything, and then like a chair, to glue it together, every single part has to go in at once. You can't do little bits. Whereas a table or something like that, you can segregate it into smaller parts, glue them together and then build it as a whole.
Yes.
But certain things like chairs particularly, it has to be a massive hands-on, everybody's in it. So yeah, it's good.
It's quite a great community space really, if you're helping each other out. And
That's why the hospital was so involved in promoting us. It's a community outreach as much as mental health for older people in the community who're retiring.
Yeah.
And lunchtimes and morning teas are just great communal chats. Just before you came back, we'd spent 3 hours having a lunch, just chatting and talking away, and
It's great because obviously there are women here. It's the community shed. It is not.
It's not a men's shed. We're part of the Men's Shed Association, but because we're part of the hospital, and it's always been a community shed. It's never been just a men's shed. And everybody who comes here, they like that. It's nice to have the mix of people. Yeah.
Is there any plans for the future, or just keep on keeping on, or?
Keep on keeping on. I've been here 8, 9 years now. I'm starting to forget how long I've been here. I just love it. I just love the community atmosphere. I don't know, just being part of the community as much as anything else, just helping. We do community projects. We help some of the local businesses building stuff. Places like Tawana, we did breeding boxes for the devils, and we did the transport boxes for the devil rescue program. And just helping out if people want stuff to make.
That's great. And if people had a damaged furniture at their house, they could, or something else that needs fixing, they could bring it in here and try and sort it out themselves, and maybe get a bit of help as well on the way.
Yeah, there's a project on the table, on the bench over there actually, that's an old dining table.
Yeah.
Ladies was moving house and all of her furniture was put into a garage and there was a big storm. Garage fell over on all of her furniture, so it's all been trashed, either smashed by big beams falling on it and rain.
Yeah.
She's never done woodwork before. She's a heart specialist and she's been learning how to restore furniture, and we've been helping her do that table, and it's almost getting to the point where we can put it back together and do the final finish on it, and then she'll be on to the next piece of furniture that comes out of the shed.
That's how good is that?
Yeah.
Very frustrating for her, but it's great that it's actually able to get repaired and it doesn't go to landfill or something like that. It's actually getting a second life in a way.
I love restoring furniture as much as I like building furniture. I love old furniture because even just taking a bit of old furniture apart and seeing how they built it, to me, I'm just learning all the time. All the different glues that have happened and different fasteners and fixings and joints. There's so many things that have changed over the years, and a lot of the time people like going back into the past, and some people won't. They refuse to use power tools. They want to use hand planes and that kind of thing to build furniture. Whereas you go to other men's sheds, they've got fully automated CNC machines and laser cutters and this kind of stuff. I guess we're a little more in between. Yeah.
So what kind of machines do you have here?
So we've got what's called a jointer or a buzzer, which is the first port of call with a bit of rough timber. It'll basically put a flat face on one side and one edge. From that machine you then go into one that's called a thicknesser, which has a cutter on the top, not on the bottom, and that will then turn that piece of half rough and half smooth timber into something that's perfectly parallel. That timber then goes onto the table saw, which will cut the second side off, which is usually the thinner side. Can't go through a thicknesser because it's too narrow to stand upright in the machine. So there's a table saw in there, a big professional table saw. I'm not talking little hobbyist ones. We've got two band saws, which are vertical cutting saws. One's with a big just over an inch wide deep blade, but it's a 3mm tooth that's cutting. It's very good for cutting straight lines in timber, particularly rough timber that you can't put through one of the other machines. And it's that good a machine, it can cut veneers on it. We can cut right down. I've cut 0.75 of a mil on that machine with the correct blade. You change the blade over to what they call a skip tooth blade, and you can cut guitar veneers on it. It's that good. Sitting next to it is a jet bandsaw that's a 3mm blade, which is really good for doing wavy cuts, cutting in the round, all that kind of stuff. Then there's what they call a big boy linisher. There's a massive sanding belt that goes around two circular ends, just an endless belt for sanding things flat or putting curves on them. You can go around the curved end. And then there's a double drum sander. So it's a big manual automatic feeding bed that sands timber, but only timber that's been cut flat. That's got 60 grit and 80 grit paper and big drums that are spinning, and you feed it in, it automatically takes it through at a particular rate and just does the preliminary sanding before you then come here and get random orbital sanders to do the final sanding.
And there's a lot of dust extraction stuff as well.
Yes, so we've got a big professional dust extractor. That's what all these big shiny tubes are that run through, not so much in here, but certainly next door with all the big machines. Yeah, when I first came here, we only had quite basic stuff, and there was dust everywhere. You're always going to get dust to a certain extent, but this takes the vast majority out. A really good system. It's a massive motor with a centrifugal fan and big filters, and we basically collect all the sawdust in a big wheelie bin underneath and give it to a local community for
is it the market garden or something?
They take some, and anyone who's got chickens as well, they take it.
Yeah, very good.
Then we've got lathes. We've got 2 different lathes next door. There's a big between centres lathe for doing long, thin spindle things. There's a small little lathe for doing pen blanks and just doorknobs and that kind of size stuff.
Yeah.
But you can do bowls on the bigger lathe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Equipped.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And funding predominantly comes from the hospital.
Through the hospital.
I guess, is there any way that people can help or support, or do you want any help or support, or can they contribute? If they're not going to necessarily come in, but they like the idea, can they do anything to help?
Donate timber.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's predominantly the main thing. Local hardware stores, when they're having a clear out or a change in product lines, they'll go, we've got nuts, bolts, screws, do you want them?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I say, with people who have a relative who's passed on, they've often got tools, power tools, hand tools, they'll bring them in and donate them. We take pretty much anything like that, because you never know what's going to be in it and what's useful, and if we can't use it, we can always give it to other sheds. That's the good thing about the men's shed system, that share alike. Once you get a new machine, your old machine goes somewhere else. It never gets wasted, it'll always go somewhere else and somebody else can use it.